right, here we go. Sourcing Saturday, and I've got the guest of honor today is Kerr Mama 4. She settled in like we're taking a trip to Texas. Even though we're not really going that far away, but at least she'll be comfortable throughout, and we're going to see what we can find. The plan of attack today is 2 community yard sales. One, actually both in Charlotte. Camden's already gone to one. His was advertised as 50 homes participating. Mine did not have any advertising, so could it be one sale or 50 plus? We don't know, but it's just about staying consistent and having fun. So we'll see what we can find. All right, so we're back, and it's actually several days later. I'm not gonna lie, maybe like a week later. So I've actually pulled some of the items that we bought yard selling when we divided and conquered, and we went to Katrina and I went to one community yard sale, and then Camden went to another and did some thrifting. So I'm going to show you some of the things we found, and I'll try to show some comps on some of these items and what we may be able to do from a profit perspective at the end of the day. So I'm going to show you some items that we found that maybe not everything that we bought, but a few things that we bought over the thrifting weekend, I should say. So I found these LeBrons at a yard sale. They weren't in the best of the best shape, and they're a smaller size, but the colorway is really unique. Certainly not my style, but any of these unique colorways, if they're Kobe's, LeBron's, KD's, anything in that family, generally do pretty well. So we're going to put these up and see how they do. I think I paid a couple dollars for these. This next remote control Star Wars remote control figure we bought recently, and I think it may have already been claimed by one of our family members, but it's a BB-8 remote control, and I got to tell you, anything that I see out there that I feel like will be fun to play with the dogs and get them all riled up. I really enjoyed that. So we'll show you a clip of us experimenting with this for the first time. And we weren't the best at controlling it, but certainly a good find that we found this weekend. And it had the remote and everything with it, and it works and fully tested. So happy about that. And Star Wars is always a good find to be on the lookout for, especially the older ones. And there are some of the newer things like this that do pretty well. So we'll show you some comps on the screen as well on what we think that could potentially sell for. This is a little green. So anytime you see Bissell little green or the Bissell big green, they can actually do really well. And so this one was clean, as you can see, doesn't need a lot of work. And so I don't know, I may have paid like $10 for this. And I think they sell for $40, $50 pretty well, actually. There's not a lot of there's a decent amount of listings, but they also have a decent sell-through as well. So we always look out for those. Our favorite thing to buy, or at least my personal favorite thing to buy, are golf clubs. And so I found these 2 sets at one yard sale, and he just said $30 and you can have all of them. And so I was like, okay, we'll definitely do that. And I left him the bag because I'll show you, we have a whole stack of golf bags that I've procrastinated on listing because I don't love shipping them, to be honest. but we do need to list them because they can do well. But I left the golf bag and got this set of Cleveland's. These are very unique looking Cleveland Voss, and it's a sand wedge, and then it's a 7.65 4.3 2 and a 1 iron, which is fairly unique to see. And so we'll get these listed up. Cleveland is a good brand to be on the lookout for as well. And then we have these Stratas that I found. And so Strata is, I don't know if they're necessarily made by Callaway, but they're distributed by Callaway if I remember correctly. And so they sell actually really well. And I recently, and I'll try to throw it up on the screen, I recently bought a newer Strata set than this one. This one does certainly have some wear. I bought one on Facebook Marketplace on a Sunday, I believe, for like $70. And then we sold it like the very next day for probably $180, I think. But I'll try to find that comp and throw it up on the screen. So happy about these, $15 per set. They're not, I don't know that these are full complete sets, but I think they'll still do decently well. Strata makes a pretty good starter set for golfers. And then these Clevelands, they do have a decent sell-through. I think they're unique. And so happy about that find for sure. The next thing that I found, and this is one of the first yard sales we went to, and you may have seen me flipping through these. They were hanging up, and I picked up like maybe 3 or 4, and she's like, "Oh, we've got more inside." I was like, "Okay, well, let's see what she comes out with." And she just kept bringing more and more of these out. And I thought she was going to be asking a tremendous amount of money for them, like $10 a piece. If that's tremendous for you, it is for us in some cases, depending on the margins that you're trying to make. But these are 2XL, and ironically, the larger these jerseys are, sometimes the better they can do. And so we picked up quite a few of these jerseys. So I'll show you some of these, and we'll try to show some comps on the screen. But this is a Carmelo Anthony jersey from when he was with the Nuggets. I believe this one is a LeBron James jersey that was for the U.S. Olympic team. I originally thought this was damaged through here, and then I found out that that's the way that those are supposed to look. It has this weird texture to it. One of my favorites is this St. John's Chris Mullins jersey, and it actually may be the best one that we found. Some of the comparables on this, if I'm not mistaken, were over $100, and each of these jerseys, believe it or not, cost $2. We paid $2 for each one of these, and this is another USA jersey. Carmelo Anthony, who's considered one of the best international players of all time, and one of the best basketball players of all time as well, probably. This is a Jermaine O'Neal Pacers jersey. So he's been out of the league a while, but certainly a good player. I believe this is a Ben Wallace jersey. So Detroit Pistons. And all of these are in really good shape, except for one at the end I'll show you that we'll see if we can get cleaned up. But this is I believe, a Carmelo Anthony Oak Hill. As you may or may not know, Oak Hill is one of the most prestigious basketball high schools in the nation. They historically have gotten the best talent in the nation. I'm not sure how they still are, but at least when I was in high school, and probably well before that, they were always been a really good basketball program. So I thought that was really cool to find a high school jersey of Carmelo. And another one of my favorites out of this group is this one, Pistol. So Pistol Pete Maravich, one of the most entertaining basketball players of all time, in my opinion. He was slightly before my time, but I love watching Pistol Pete highlights. And so that was really cool to find. And then lastly, this Allen Iverson. And this is the only one of the entire group that I don't think we can go ahead and list out. There's a spot that I want to see if we can get cleaned up. before we list it. But I was really happy to find that. I just love sports in general. So these last two finds between golf clubs and basketball jerseys, you're always excited to find things that you're passionate about. And so we'll see how we do with those, and I'll try to flash some comps up on the screen. I found this at Goodwill for $2, and I just happened to scan it. It's completely sealed, and for whatever reason, this version of Trivial Pursuit sells really well. I think there may have been some for like $60, $70. So I'll try to flash that on the screen as well. And this next item is a wax boss, and I believe this little pin will pull out, which will make it easy to ship. But these actually sell pretty well. I think they're for buffing floors and things of that nature, and we got it nice and cleaned up. So that'll be ready to roll. I think I paid $5 for that, and I think they may sell for $40, $50. So I think once that is all bundled together, it will not be very difficult to ship. And then the next thing that I found is this carpet cleaner, which is Electrolux. And so some of these vintage Electrolux items, I know that in the last video I had a lot of rainbow items which we're still selling, but anytime you see this heiress designation on older Electrolux, then a lot of times they carry decent value. So this one, I wish I had a before and after picture, because we've gotten this one cleaned up really nicely. It was scary when we bought it, but it actually looks pretty good now. And so we'll get that packaged up to sell. I think I paid $10 for this, and I'll try to throw some comparables up on the screen for what we may be able to get for this. So a few more finds from this particular weekend's yard sale session. After we were done yard selling, we popped in a Goodwill that was close by, and I found this sand wedge Titleist. This is not probably going to sell for a ton, but sand wedges, especially if they're name brand, even if it's an older model of Titleist, do pretty well, just because if you're forgetful like me, it's probably one of the most common clubs that is forgotten. So the sand wedge and the pitching wedge are generally what is left at the green most often, I should say. And so we bought this for a couple dollars, and so happy about that find, especially for the price. And the next two golf clubs I forgot to have in the last take is these Cleveland. And I bought these in that same lot that I just showed you. So these were included in the $30 set that I bought. And so these Cleveland CG series typically do pretty well. And at a bare minimum, they sell for $20 plus shipping. That's kind of where they seem to flatline. And then from there, they can sell, as high as $60 plus. These are probably going to be in that intermediate range, I would say. The grooves are really in good condition, but they do have some nicks here and there. So it looks like these are a 52 and a 48 degree. So, kind of flirting with the sand wedge and gap wedge family. So yeah, happy about that. And I meant to include those in the last take with the other clubs. So just wanted to make sure that those were shown. Katrina and I allotted some things together at that at a yard sale, and I got this Easton basketball bag that was in really good shape. And I looked it up, and they actually sell pretty decently, not for a lot, not for a ton. And I don't remember exactly what we paid for it, because we lotted a few things together, and talked the price from there. But happy about that, and so we'll get that listed and into a new home. And so the next thing that I found were these UGG boots that are men's boots that were in like absolutely mint condition. I think she said they had been worn once, and I can't remember exactly what I paid for these, maybe $7 to $10. And I think I looked them up, and they'll probably sell for $50 or so. And they do have that winterish look to them, so which is right around the corner. So hopefully those will sell pretty well. We've sold quite a decent amount of probably Uggs for women, but I'm not found them for men before at a reasonable price, so we grabbed those. And so This next item is fairly interesting. So as you can see by the writing, this is a thrift store purchase, Value Village, and the writing on the item is always the telltale sign. So I think you'll be surprised at how much these things can actually sell for. So Camden and I turned this on, tested it out. Actually works really well. And the only thing is it was missing a key. So we ordered that and it came in a really quick amount of time. And so we now have the key, so we'll package this up and get it listed. And I'll try to show you what these things sell for. But it may surprise you what something like this can actually sell for. So really, really pleased with that purchase. The next item, we actually lotted this together with the basketball bag that you just saw, the Easton bag. So we will put this up on the market, and so Connects don't typically do really well unless they're new. I mean, they still sell. We've sold some used ones before, but we really don't typically pick them up unless they're sealed. So this is sealed, and going into Q4, anything that's new sealed like this in that toy family is probably going to move for a decent price. And some items actually will spike in price next quarter, which is the end of this month, really, of August. And so definitely looking out for anything that's sealed new and will actually probably do well at Christmas. And then this last item that I'm going to show you, and we certainly bought some other things, but these are the main ones that I kind of wanted to show you, is this Epson scanner. And these scanners do, I don't know why they do well. I think it is a color scanner. And so I'll show you some comparables for this on the screen there. And I think it's another one that'll surprise you for what these sell for. But in really good shape. I'm not 100% sure what we paid for this. And I think this was a thrift store find, maybe $10 or so. And so we'll get this listed up, and this may end up being one of the better finds that we found over the weekend. So this next item that we got over this weekend, or the weekend of those particular yard sales, was this Yeti Rambler. It's completely brand new, and we bought this for $5. I was just looking on eBay with these because when we bought it, I really didn't even look it up, but there were 5 listings and 50 some odd sales, which means this is an extremely high demand for whatever reason. And they typically sell for around $99. $99 free shipping or $99 plus shipping, give or take. So really good. So there you have it. That was our weekend in thrifting. I estimate that we probably have around $1,700 in sales between all the items that you just saw there. And I went back and added it up and estimate that we spent around $150 on those items. So that would be a gross profit of $1,550. And then of course you have to account for shipping and fees and things of that nature. But just a really good weekend that hopefully we can emulate again and again. And so if you really enjoyed this content, hit that like button, be sure to subscribe, and we look forward to doing many more.